If you're lucky, then you know about this steak. But if you don't know about this steak, well, you're missing out.
Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
Because this is arguably one of the best steaks. It somewhat reminds me of the tenderloin. It's super tender and it's very tasty. Now of course I'm going to show you how to cook it and I'm going to give you a delicious recipe to go with it. First thing that I'm going to do is season it with a little bit of pitmastrix beef seasoning. Of course I'm going to season it on both sides and then it's ready to go on the barbecue. Now I've already set up my Kamado Joe for smoking. I put in some charcoal, a nice chunk of beechwood to smoke with, put the heat deflectors and the grill grates in, and then set it to smoke at a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. So it's time to put the steak on and smoke it for the first part of the cook. In the meantime, I'm gonna make something I know you're gonna love. This is very easy to make, it is very tasty, and it's called teriyaki sauce. I'm gonna start by crushing 4 cloves of garlic and chopping them fine. And since I'm making a sauce, I really want it fine, so I'm just gonna crush it, chop it, until the only thing left is a puree. Then I'm going to take the same amount of ginger and grate it. And the cool thing about grating it is that all of these tough strains that you have on ginger is just gonna stay connected, so that way you're just gonna get the best parts of the ginger. Add it to the garlic and just discard the rest of the fibers. Of course I'm going to take the pitmastrix cast iron hand polished skillet, put it on the stove, add some peanut oil, let it get up to temperature, add the ginger and the garlic, sweet soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, and of course lots and lots of sugar. A little bit of sesame oil, mix everything together and make sure that the sugars are dissolved. Then take a bowl of cold water, add a tablespoon of cornstarch, and while I'm mixing this I'm going to put a screenshot right here of the recipe from our website. Now of course you can pause the video and just watch it, or you can go to pitmastrix.com. You see this is now like a milky water consistency, but once I heat this up, it's going to transform this bubbly, searing hot consistency into a delicious sauce. It's going to thicken up nicely, and of course I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. I'm going to put the sauce in a jar so that I can store it just in case if I have any left over. Look at that. And while we were making the sauce, the barbecue just finished cooking our steak. So let's get it off. It is now at a temperature of 54 degrees Celsius and it's got a nice light smoke flavor to it. Now before I do anything else, I gotta let this steak rest. I can't just start grilling because that would mean the temperature inside the steak would overshoot and we would have a tough, dry, well done steak. Ugh, well done steak. Whoa. I'm going to remove the grill grates and the heat deflector from the barbecue. I'm also going to remove the chunk of smoke wood, then put the grill grates back in, close the lid and set the barbecue up to roast at a temperature of 350 degrees Celsius. Now that the grill is hot, I can sear my steak. But before that, I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of grill spray. You can see it's hot, but it's also going to help to make the grill grates non-stick. Let's put the steak on, and all I need is a little sear. Because I already have the steak at the right temperature, I already rested it, now I just need a little bit of char on the outside. And once I got my sear mark, I'll take it off. And since I already rested, I don't have to let it wait. I can just start slicing into this. Ooh. Are you ready for the cross section? It's gonna be beautiful. There we go. Now that is one beautiful piece of steak. I'm gonna take a slice out of this and do a taste test for you. But let me show you first what I really like about this steak. Look at it. You can just shred it with your hands, just like with beef tenderloin. That is how tender this is. But it's also nice, pink, red, delicate meat. The fiber structures are a little bit bigger than beef tenderloin, but this is still a beautiful steak. Let's get a couple of slices out of this so we can get the full scope of how beautiful this steak can be. I got a leaf of gem lettuce. I'm going to layer on the pieces of steak. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I got a sauce made of roasted sesame seeds. Then we have our own homemade teriyaki sauce that you can find on our website. And I found these. These are roasted sesame seed with yuzu flavor. Now if you're deep into Japanese culture, you know what I mean. If not, it's probably going to be hard to find and I don't know where to get it. I bought it quite a while ago. So if you see it at the store, definitely pick it up. It's great stuff. And then we have a beautiful steak and it's called the petite tender. It's also called the Jewish fillet and in the Netherlands we call this the diamanthaas. Of course, plate it up beautifully with our delicious homemade teriyaki sauce, of which you can find the recipe on our website. Also, you can go to our shop and find our cast iron pan there. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.